Ms. Roper, if I may interrupt for just a second, ma'am. What's the purpose of this particular question, ma'am?
Yeah, no, the only question I had in this particular instance was just that did Marshall indicate to you that he was concerned and he wanted you to take a few days, as you said, to see a doctor or get some help, and that when you return, we'll then come back and we'll deal with all of this. And I'm trying not to refer to things that are more medical. I don't know that. I hope that's appropriate, but go see a doctor. He understood there were a lot of, for lack of a better terminology, that there were a lot of medical issues going on. Go see a doctor. Mental well-being, and I'm trying not to refer to things that are more medical. I don't know that. I hope that's appropriate, but go see a doctor. Mental well-being, very challenging mental health and well-being situations. Go see a doctor. And I'm trying not to refer to things that are more medical. I don't know that. I hope that's appropriate, but mental well-being. Go see a doctor. He was continuing to struggle with some very serious medical issues.
Ms. Roper, would you please raise your right hand, ma'am? Is it so raised?
It is.
Thank you. Under penalty of perjury, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the evidence you shall give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. For the record, ma'am, please spell your first and last name.
Kelsie, Kelsie, Roper, Roper.
Thank you. And just firstly, ma'am, could you please identify your employer and your position with that employer?
I work for the Management Trust Northwest as the Executive Vice President and General Manager.
Ms. Roper, do you have any questions about the information I've gone over or the issues of procedure of this hearing, ma'am?
Not specifically. One general question. It does sound like the nature of the hearing has changed a little bit since that we are in dispute. I do not have legal representation here, so I'm a little bit apprehensive if we're truly sticking to the concept of whether unemployment benefits should be issued or that previous determination be changed in some way. If there is other issues coming up, I think it would be important for me to have representation since it has representation.
All right. Let me see. I understand your concern, ma'am. Now, you did tell me that you read the notice of hearing, and it said that in the notice of hearing on the first page, the issue was, shall claimant be disqualified from receiving benefits because of the separation, discharge, suspension, or voluntary leaving from work. So that issue, whether or not it was a voluntary leaving or a discharge, that was there, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I understand your concern. So are you telling me that you want to stop the hearing and get representation first?
Did Mr. Fenn tell you what events that had transpired before he was referring to that?
The events that he's referring to are multiple communications.
Did Mr. tell you what he was referring to?
He has expressed to me that he was referring to the communications we were receiving from describing very challenging mental health and well-being situations. What we found out in the meantime was that was continuing to struggle with some very serious medical issues, and we felt it was not appropriate to be talking about asking to stay longer.
And then did you ever have a discussion with Mr. Fant about the January 3rd conversation in which he expressed any concern to you about his mental state?
Yes.
Tell me everything you remember about any of those conversations.
I don't need a large amount of detail. Just
I don't need
I would
briefly summarize.
I would simply be reiterating, but very briefly.
And then it goes on to say that have led to a change in my position regarding your continued role. Did Mr. Fant, and I'm not asking you what you think that means, but didn't Mr. Fant tell you what he meant by his change in position regarding your continued role?
Exactly what I continually refer to. I can't speak for him, but it's my understanding that he...
But I'm not asking you your understanding. I'm just asking if he specifically told you what he meant by that.
No. Given some of the things that you were describing in other emails that were not submitted for this, and I'm trying not to refer to things that are more medical. I don't know that. I hope that's appropriate, but anyway.
Is there a reason that Mr. Fant didn't come and testify today? I'm just trying to finish this up so that we can get off of here. But would you agree with me that...
I do want to finish this comment, if I may.
Sure.
Go ahead, ma'am.
To the extent that was sharing with us very disturbing things that was going through, we did change our mind about having return to work in the office through the 12th of... We opted instead to offer a paycheck and tell don't worry about returning to the office between now and the 12th. And that's... Would
you agree with me that in Mr. Fant's memo, email of on Exhibit 6, page 2, he says nothing about any particular date for which would continue working for the company in the office?
There is no date reference in the email, no.
There's nothing about that, is there? No.
There's no date reference in the email.
I have nothing further.
Thank you.
I have some legal citations for you that go to this matter. I don't know if it's helpful or you've got them yourself and you don't want me to help to add those.
I don't believe I'll need them, Mr. But thank you anyway, sir. Thank you anyway. At this time, I do have the information that I need to make a decision in this case, and so I will now close the record.